I have shared about IPA. So before we discuss that point, I think we should keep on going with exercises. We haven't checked it yet, right? Even though you have already done Unit 30 exercises. So let's start trying to work that one little by little. Okay, so now let's start with teacher Eng. Hello, teacher.
Hi, teacher.
Okay, so sometimes the questions are like this. They will give you the definition of each of the word as well. But sometimes in the exam, they won't give you any definition for each of the terminology. In such kind of question, you can see the example. So as a manager, what do you normally do in class?
We manage the class and we take care of anything except about the students, like the desk arrangement or like the students list like that.
Mm-hmm. And also, when you are going to do other activities, you try to rearrange the sitting plan, right? Sitting management.
Yes.
And sometimes you even control the time. For example, you have only 10 minutes left, but you need to do a lot of activities. At that time, which one are you going to do and how are you going to do? So for those things, you need to decide it on your own. That is also the work of manager. And sometimes, the students are fighting each other, especially teenagers. They have a quarrel or they fight each other. In that case, you go and talk to your student. Hey, don't do like this. You are just friends. Okay, don't fight in the class. It's not a good behavior, blah, 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 blah. That is also a kind of manager. Manager does not take the role of teaching. You don't teach. You just trying to focus mainly on managing the class. So managing the students' behavior, managing the class activities, managing the time, managing the sitting arrangement, all are the work of manager. That's why, as a teacher, we need to perform in many different roles. Nowadays on Facebook also, you can see there are so many people who want to be a teacher because they think like, if we are expert in English, we can be a better teacher. Actually, knowing English is just a part of it, but the other aspects of rules are a lot as a teacher. So as a teacher, we need to take the role of the manager, planner, facilitator. There are different types of roles and we need to identify it properly. So knowing English or getting IELTS 8.5 or something like this cannot be a good teacher only. So this is just a part of it. We need to maintain the other things as well. Manager. Okay, so now let's talk about another point. Another point is planner. So as a planner, what do you need to do normally?
We have to plan. We have to plan before we teach. We have to also put the others, not only from the test, but we have to also plan the other stuff to teachings and to plan what we are gonna do in the class.
Yes. So it usually happens before the class begins. As a teacher, we need to plan the lesson materials. Lesson material is like, for example, if you're going to do SAM activities, you can prepare them, maybe like worksheet or flashcard or twice or color paper or something like that. We need to prepare the materials. And also, we need to plan. Sometimes, sitting arrangement also. We know that we are going to do that activity. But for that activity, it's not okay by having a sitting arrangement rule by rule. Instead of having it rule by rule, you try to separate the tables and chairs at the corner side, and then the students can start doing it. So you can plan like sitting arrangement, you can plan the materials, and also another one is you can plan your lesson. So for example, you have 1 hour teaching period. For the first 15 minutes, what are you going to do? Another 15 minutes, what are you going to do? Next 15 minutes, what are you going to do? Every single point needs to be planned ahead properly. In this way, everything is going to be smooth. So planner usually take the rules, and then it's very important as a teacher. So in here also, they give you choosing materials and methodology before the course begins. Methodology also, you know about your students properly. Most of my students are very playful. They are a kind of kinesthetic learner. So with such kind of students, what type of activity are you going to do? we need to plan everything. For example, everything you start explaining, and you really want to take the role of the lecturer. At that time, it will okay. So we need to plan properly. And provider, how do you understand the word provider? Teacher Min Ai? Provider.
Provider.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think giving suggestions how to learn a language.
Mm-hmm. How to learn a language. For this one, we can also say language expert as well. Language expert or language resource. So sometimes, in the exam, they can get you in many different ways. If they don't want to give you the word provider, they will give you language expert or language resource. It's the same. So it's the real role of the teacher. Because of that role, most teachers think like teaching is very easy. So provider is whenever the students don't know something, they ask you. At the time, you are explaining back. Explain our role. So, for example, the students say like, teacher, what do you mean by how to say 照片? At that time, you can explain, 照片 is a kind of rounded material, and then you try to apply the necktie and you wear it on the face or something like this. It can be a kind of stone, cycle size stone, blah 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 blah. So, provider usually give the information. Maybe when you take the role of the presenter, you usually try to explain or you give expert information to the students. That is we call provider. That's the real role of teacher.
You mean to give the annual meaning, right?
Yes. And then you give information about the target language, information
yes,
about
I see.
lesson the students are going to learn. So that is also a kind of provider. That's why recently we talk about that one. Nowadays, most of the young teachers, most of the young people, they don't know which career to choose. Actually, they are not interested in teaching, but because of the current situation, they choose to be the teacher because they think like, oh, okay, teaching is very easy. If we know English and we can provide our information to the other people very well, and they just join the teaching field. Actually, they don't have any passion. They just want to get money only. So at that time, they don't know about student psychology. They might get a lot of marks in IELTS, TOEFL. They might be quite expert in English, but they cannot be a better teacher. So provider is that role. We are very good at language skills, or we are very good at our subject matter. Supposing you're going to teach science, at that time, you know everything about science. When somebody asks you something, you know a lot and you can explain properly. That is also a kind of provider role. Provider. Okay, and then next one is diagnostician. Diagnostician. So how do you understand diagnostician? You can reflect it together with your own experience. Teacher Kang Ki.
Diagnostician, it's when you have teach about the when you have give the input section when points of the grammar or some vocabulary. So and in that case, so when you do the activity, so when you ask the activity, you go in, you find out in the activity can they use it or not, and also you can also note about that what points do you need to put do you need to give to the students as an input session, and also the which points is their interest on that grammar point, which point is the most interesting points for the students. I think that is you most of the diagnosticians so you can be the diagnostician in the activity in the output session. I think so.
Yes. So diagnostician, actually, that role can be used before you start teaching anything. So maybe for the very first time you meet your students, at the time, you know about their level because of their placement test, but you might not know about their nature and their interests. For example, are they a kind of auditory learner or kinesthetic learner or intrapersonal type? You don't really know. So on the first or second day of the class, you do prepare a lot of activity. At that time, you look at how the students are performing in each activity. By looking at the percentage of their involvement, we come to know that, oh yeah, most of my students are interested in physical movement activity. So next time when I plan a lesson, I need to put a lot of physical movement activity. You make decision like this. Because of your rule of diagnostication, you come to know about your students' nature. That is also one aspect. Another aspect is, you're trying to do the test. For the first time also, the students make the mistake in spelling of how to say TION and SION. Next test also TION and SION. The third test also first time, second time, third time. So making the mistake several times. At that time, you need to find out why is it happening like this? Is it because of his brain system, or is it because of the lack of explanation, or is it because of his carelessness? We need to figure out. If we know the problems, we can also come up with the right solution for our students. Diagnostics usually give them support the students. We don't teach only. If we teach only, we are just taking the rule of authoritarian. But diagnostics is, after everything happens, we try to figure it out. We reflect and find out why is it happening like this? How can we do not to happen like this, like that? So we figure it out everything. Okay, so now let's start our answering section. Shall we start with teacher Pim Pim? Hello, teacher Pim Pim, can you hear me?
I'm so sorry. I haven't read like this chapter.
It has been a long time. I have given you unit 30, right?
Yeah.
But okay,
yes.
according to
Maybe I got it wrong.
According to our instruction, you can try to answer this one now. Okay, every second Friday from now until December. Second Friday from now until December, we will visit a place of local interest. If you say like this, which rule are you taking? A, B, C, D.
A, B, C. Is it planner?
Yes, of course, planner, right? Because you make decision. Oh, starting from that time, I will do blah 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 blah. Planner.
Yes.
So thank you. Okay, now let's go to another one. Another one is number 2. Number 2 is for teacher Meu. How long have you been learning English? What are your plans for the future?
I'm not manager.
No, manager is not curious. Manager is, how to say, helping the students only after something happened.
Provider.
Not provider. If it is for provider, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to know anything from students. You want to give information to the students.
Yes,
only diagnostics, right? Especially with the adults, older students. When you are teaching older students on the first day, you really want to know, okay, how long have they been learning English? What are their plans? Only if we know about their plans, we will know how to motivate them properly. So it is okay. And then what about for number 3? Number 3, it's mumbling means making sound that are not clear. Grumbling means blah 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 blah. What's the role of the teacher here? You're muted. No, we can hear you. Yes.
Provider.
Provider. Yes, of course. So you are given. You are trying to give them information to the students. Definition. Okay, thank you. And then let's go to number 4. Number 4 is for Xiaju. Now join with the pair next to you to form a group of 4.
Join with the parent is to from is manager.
Yes, manager. You are going to do another activity, so you take the role of the manager. Manager is the role that happened during the class. And then number 5, please don't interrupt when your partner is speaking.
Yes, a planner. Yes.
Hey, don't interrupt.
A manager. Yeah.
Manager, right? Related
manager, making rules. Yeah.
Yeah, making rules and also making routines. That's the role of the manager.
Manager.
Okay, so now let's go to number 5. Number 5 it's for the chair Suimo. Please help me move the chairs. We need a horseshoe in the middle of the room.
Please help me move the chairs. We need a horseshoe in the middle of the room. Is it manager again?
Yes, manager, because the speech is happening while she is teaching. So she is going to move from one activity to the next. At that time, he wants a short horseshoe arrangement. So what do you mean by horseshoe arrangement? Horseshoe. Does anybody know about that one?
It's
Horseshoe.
like U shape.
U shape.
Shape.
Yes. U shape seating arrangement. U shape plan. If we arrange the class U shape, it will be like this, right? U shape. And then the students will be here. Here, one student. Yeah, one, like this. So there will be a lot of students. And the teacher is here. The teacher or maybe someone who wants to say something. If you try to arrange the class with U shape, what type of benefits can you get? Now let's start with okay, Teacher Mala. Can you talk about one good point?
I think they can give full attention to the speaker or the teacher.
Yes, full attention to the speaker or the teacher. Okay, so in which situation should we use such kind of seating plan?
For example, like explaining something or giving a presentation, I think.
Explaining something or giving a presentation. Great. And also, if you really want to launch a new product at that time, also you can try to use this technique. So now I want you to read more on your own, okay? Because in here you will see only horseshoe. Actually, there are different types of seating plan, the name of seating plan. For example, buffet style seating arrangement, and then PR style seating arrangement, and then Gode style seating arrangement. There are different terminology which are very interesting. I want you to read on your own types of seating arrangement. Not now. Maybe when you have time, you can try to explore more. Okay, explore more. TKT is a kind of exploration. The more you explore, the higher bench score you can receive it. Okay, so types of seating arrangement actually is very interesting. On my YouTube channel also, I have shared about types of seating arrangement a little bit, not a lot. So you can also go and watch the video from my YouTube channel as well. Types of seating arrangement. Okay, and then now let's go to another one. Another one is number 7. So for number 7, teacher Yumin Shuijing, could you answer that one? Repeat after me. Ship, sheep.
Provider.
Provider, yes. You provide the correct information about pronunciation. Provider, correct. Okay, now number 8. Teacher Itanate.
Teacher, is it a dialogue station? Number 7.
No, because repeat after me, right?
Okay.
You give the information to the students.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Number 8. Hello, teacher. I think she's not with us. So teacher. Oh yes, teacher number 8. Could you answer that one?
Letter D, teacher.
Yes. To see how well your students have understood. How well they have understood. You want to figure out the students' strengths and weakness. Okay, correct. And then number 9. Number 9 is for the teacher. This week we are going to concentrate on past tense.
Is it planner, teacher?
Planner.
Yes.
Yes, planner. We are planning, right? What we are going to do this week. Okay.
Yes. Teacher.
And the next one, number 10. Number 10, it's for the teacher.
Yes,
The
teacher.
story is interesting, but you need to work more on paragraph.
I think D.
Yes, D. Some teachers answer that one as C. Actually, this is not provider. You are just given a feedback, right? According to your observation, you are given a feedback. Your story is great, but I think you need to work more on blah, 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 blah. So you take the rule of the diagnostication and try to give the information, not provider. Provider is like we are teaching something, teaching the grammar point, teaching vocabulary item, teaching speaking points, teaching how to say some target language item. In here, there is no target language item yet. Okay. So relating those terminology, we will discuss a little bit because those terminologies cannot be found in TKT coursebook. So actually, exercises are from sites. I took exercise websites and will how to say learn about technology a bit. If you have ever read my article about balanced knowledge area, you will know about it. So, you know, as a teacher, there are altogether 5 types of balanced area. If we really want to become a great teacher, we need to perform in many different roles. And at the same time, we need to know 5 areas of 5 balanced areas of knowledge. So we need to be good at that point. The very first one is linguistic knowledge. Linguistic knowledge is like, if we are going to teach Korean, at that time, we need to know every aspect of Korean language, grammar, vocabulary, collocation, idiom, pronunciation, choice of words, every matter of it. So the same way goes to English as well. If we are going to teach English, we need to know and we need to be expert in our, how to say, language. So we could say linguistic knowledge, or if you're teaching subject, we could say subject knowledge. So supposing you're going to teach history of Myanmar at the time, you need to know every matter of Myanmar. So subject knowledge. So that is one area, we all know about that one. But having the knowledge of how to say subject area or linguistic area cannot be a great teacher yet. Another one is we also need to be expert in pedagogical knowledge. Pedagogic is like teaching knowledge. I think you might know the teachers from the older generation. Actually, their English language skill is better than us. They know a lot of grammar structure. They know advanced vocabulary, advanced structure. But you know, for them in their age, the IT is not developed yet. IT was not developed yet. At that time, they couldn't learn a lot of teaching techniques from YouTube channel. And then there wasn't how to say reliable Telegram channel or page or something like this. That's why most of them were quite good at linguistic knowledge, but they are not very good at teaching knowledge. So they don't know how to teach attractively or how to teach systematically according to the framework. So as a teacher, we also need to know about teaching knowledge as well. How to teach, in which situation could we motivate the students, according to TBL method, how can we teach, according to PPP, according to guided discovery, we need to know about the teaching methods as well. So pedagogical knowledge. So if we have these 2 knowledge, would it be enough? No way, we still need to improve another area. Some teachers are very good at linguistic knowledge and pedagogical knowledge, but they still need to improve in psychological knowledge. So we are teaching human, right? At that time, we definitely need to know about the nature of human, the psychology of human. So we cannot do like according to the strategy. For example, according to your pedagogical knowledge, you will teach like step by step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, according to the framework. But when you look at your student side, for example, some students are from countryside and some students are lack of knowledge. At that time, instead of going with the very great framework, we can vary our approach a little bit. That approach is psychological. If you know or if you understand your students properly, you can also be a great teacher. And then another knowledge area is cross-cultural knowledge. So if you're teaching at international school, you will know about that one properly. Or if you have ever worked in other country, you might know it. Maybe one day if you're going to go to other country and teach the students, for example, like a course or something like this, at that time, you definitely need to have that knowledge, cross-cultural. You know, in some culture, how how do you say, they have some of their assumptions. For me also, when I attended the shelter course, I used to make one of them, how to say, biggest mistakes. You know, as a Myanmar teacher, I really want to go to my students and I help them. Oh, okay, hello everyone, blah blah blah. And I go near them. But at that time, the student is from Islamic country. So in their country, the culture is like a little bit strict between female and male. For example, I'm a female teacher, right? At that time, I cannot go near the male student very closely. If I were a male teacher, I was not allowed to go near the female student. So that is also the culture shock, cross-cultural. And then for some of the students, for example, Japanese students, they also have their culture awareness. When we are teaching them, if we talk about how to say earthquake or something like this, at that time psychologically it's safe for them because in their country the problem of earthquakes happen a lot. At that time with your how to say Japanese students, you need to be careful about those things. That is also a kind of culture. So if you are teaching the students from other countries or other ethnic groups, we also need to know about the nature of them, so culture of them, cross-cultural knowledge. That's also very important. So, and then the last point, no need to say that one. That one is we come to know about that one because of the COVID-19 situation, technological knowledge. So surely if we don't have that knowledge, we cannot survive in this ELD world. Because of the current situation, you will be left behind and it will not be okay for you. So maybe in the past, we can say like, oh, as a teacher, if we are very good at teaching, we don't need to be good at technical things, blah, 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 blah. In the past, we used to feel like this. But nowadays, you come to know like, if we don't have such kind of technical knowledge or technological knowledge, we cannot be a better teacher as well. So those are 5 balanced area of knowledge if you really want to become a teacher. That knowledge area is, how to say, is useful not only for English teachers only, you can even share that knowledge to the other subject teachers as well, because every teacher should know about those matters. So, but it may depend on your needs as well. Okay. So relating this area, we are going to discuss together. Now let's start with teacher Pin Pin. Hello, teacher Pin Pin. Number 11.
11.
Avoiding sensitive or taboo topics in language. What type of knowledge?
Cross-cultural of psychology. Cross-cultural language.
Hey, choose one.
A.
Yes,
Cross-cultural.
A, right. Yeah, cross-cultural, because taboo topics. In our country also, before everything happened, we had some arguments on Facebook, right? So, sex education should be put in Myanmar curriculum or not. Some teachers don't agree that, oh, if we teach sex education, the students will be thinking of about that one and they really want to have sex with the other people. Actually, nothing concerned, but the other groups, they have like, no, sex education is a must for the young people and for the students. Only if they are aware of that one, they could protect themselves, blah, 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 blah. That is also a kind of taboo topics for it. So cross-cultural. According to Myanmar culture, it's very difficult to accept to put sex education into the curriculum. But according to the other countries, we can put it, it's fine, whatever it is. So cross-cultural knowledge. Okay, thank you. And now let's go to another one, number 12. Deciding when to move from pair work to group work. Teacher Kang Ki.
Pedagogical.
Pedagogical, yes. Only when you're good at teaching knowledge, you will know when to move. Okay. And then number 13, eliminating gender and racial stereotypes from learning content.
Is cross-cultural.
Yes, cross-cultural. Okay. Teacher Matthew, using language learning software on a local area network.
Technological.
Technological, yes. Software, right? And then teacher Mala, understanding the difference between voice and aspect.
Linguistic.
Linguistic. Voice means the voice, right? Active voice, passive voice. Aspect means tense, present tense, past tense, past continuous tense. So for the tenses, we can also say expect in some areas. And then number 16, teacher Joe, using effective assessment tools as appropriate during the course.
Is pedagogical, teacher.
Pedagogical?
Yes.
Yes. So some teachers answer this one as technological, but actually it's not true. Tools does not mean ID tools. Assessment tools can be like assessment paper, or maybe assessment materials or assessment videos, or it can be anything relating ID or not relating ID. It can be both areas. So it's a kind of pedagogical, using effective assessment tools as appropriate. Okay. And then teacher mentioned using names and eye contact to maintain rapport.
Pedagogical. Sorry, teacher, psychological.
Psychological. So what do you mean by rapport here? Rapport. Report.
Situation.
Like good relationship.
Relationship, right? So, instead of saying like, hey, you, please stay out. But it cannot be happen in online class. In physical class, we just point out the student, hey, you, come on. It's your turn now. It's your turn. Why don't you say? So you is a kind of common pronoun. Instead of using like this, we try to nominate them with their name. At the time, the students feel warm. The teacher is calling my name. Oh my God, I feel so excited and I really want to perform, or something like this. So report. So relationship. We can have the relationship with the, we can build a good relationship with the students. And then eye contact as well. Sometimes, some teachers don't use any eye contact when they are teaching. They just look at the lesson slides or PowerPoint slides only. At the time also, it's not warm. It's not warm when we look at it from the student side. Maybe when you smile or when your eyes are also smiling at that time, the students can feel it and they can feel warm with you. Oh yeah, teacher is approachable, teacher is very nice, like this way. Or some of the young learner teachers, they try to use petting, P-A-T-T-I-N-G, petting like this. Oh yeah, you did a great job. So we just trying to catch the head of the student and we praise them. At that time also they feel warm. That's why, when some people are sad, maybe about somebody's death, maybe about their parents' death, or about their beloved pet dog's death or something like this. At that time, we hold a hand, right? If we hold a hand, we feel warm. And it can be a great situation to build rapport with them. It's like, oh, okay, don't worry, I am with you, I am helping you. Or some people, they hack, but some people, they just hold a hand like this. So building rapport. There are different ways of strategies to build rapport. But at that time, be careful about the culture as well. In some culture, it will not be appropriate. For example, in our Myanmar culture, we cannot, encourage our student by hugging, right? Especially if we don't have the same gender, it will not be appropriate. But in other cultures, it's quite okay. Teacher and student, we just love. So like this. So we need to be aware of the culture aspect as well. In here, using names and eye contact to maintain rapport. So psychological knowledge, know how to interact. And yesterday I wrote the article about teacher's personality as well on my page. So actually that one is also psychological knowledge, because some teachers are very smart. Their language skill is excellent. They can also teach according to the teaching framework properly. But if they couldn't change their personality, it's a little bit difficult to be a great teacher or something like this, because the students usually follow the teachers who have got like a sense of humor, or who is friendly, or who is approachable. So we need to have that personality as well a bit. And then number 18 is for number 18 is for teacher Miu, knowing the correct terminology for grammatical items.
Actually, teacher, I miss all of the your talking, teacher. I'm really sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Correct
okay.
technology.
You just answer it now.
I know.
It's fine.
Technology for grammatical is a pedagogy care.
No, pedagogical is relating teaching. Pedagogical is teaching. Here it's like grammar, right? Talking about grammar, knowledge of grammar, knowledge of vocabulary. So, what could it be?
So linguistic.
Linguistic, yes.
Yeah.
Language, right? Linguistic is a study of language. So linguistic knowledge, grammar, vocabulary, usage, all aspect of it. Okay, so now let's go to another one. Transferring presentations from the whiteboard to the OHT. So does anybody know OHT? OHT? OHT. I know. Okay, I'll give you
Overhead.
overhead. Overhead.
Transfer.
I forget it. Overhead.
Transparency.
Transmission.
Transparency.
Overhead transparency. And then another one is OHT, and we also need to know OHP. OHP is overhead projector. Yes. So OHT and OHP, I'm not sure about your generation. Maybe some teachers might know it, and some young teachers may not know about it. For us, when I attended ELT at Yangon University, at that time there were no projectors yet, because at that time computers are very expensive. Not everybody, not in every room we cannot find a lot of computers. So at that time, the teachers trying to use OHT and OHP. You see this one? This is OHT. Film. It's just an ordinary film. So on that film, we can write anything. On that film, we can write anything we want with our hand. But it's very small, right? Everybody cannot see it properly. So we just put this OHT on OHP. OHP is like a machine, overhead projector, like a normal projector machine. We put that film on the machine and we try to turn on the light. At that time, on the wall, the whole class can see it in a bigger screen. This is we go OHT and OHP. Instead of using computer, we try to use OHT. So in the past, if for me, I'm a kind of stingy person, so I never use permanent marker. I try to use the ordinary marker. I write it, and then after I have finished my presentation, I erase it and I use it repeatedly. So if your handwriting is like climbing up the mountain, the other people also can see like this way, not in a straight way. Some people, they're trying to write like climbing down the mountain. At that time, your way of writing is not okay. So after we have used like this, we also have got the age like with the machine, like photocopier. We don't need to write with the handwriting. There were some typewriters at that time. So we put that OHT into the typewriter, and then we type, and then we have got the printed version, printed script, and we can also use it. At that time, it's much more better. So in the past, we had to use like this OHT and OHP because not a lot of computers can be found at university. So some of you may know it, and some of you may not know about that one yet. It's from old generation. Okay, but I think at Yangon University, they are still using that one. Okay, so in here also transferring presentations from the whiteboard to the OHT. So what could be the answer for this one, teacher Sang Yi-Wen?
It's technological, teacher.
Technological, yes, of course. Okay, now let's go to another one. Number 20. Focusing on personal goals to maintain the motivation of a difficult student. So how do you think about that one, teacher Min Sam?
Yes, teacher. It's psychological.
Yes, psychological, because motivation, right? Motivation cannot be learned. Motivation can be, students' motivation can be encouraged by observing them or by knowing about their nature. It's time for you.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so you need to answer this one. Is it manager or planner or language resource or diagnostic?
It's manager, teacher.
Yes, manager, because group work, making the group,
Yes.
making
Yes.
group. So, okay. And then number 22. Number 22 is this has a Matthew. Ask a noisy student to speak more quietly.
Yes, it's a manager.
Manager, yes, students'
Yes.
behavior. Okay, thank you. And then another one, number 23. Teacher Suwimon. Teacher invites students to suggest topics for course content.
Suggest topics for course content. Is it planner? I'm not sure. No. Maybe diagnostician.
Okay, so actually for these questions, both of the answers are correct. So normally TKT question has only one correct answer, but at that time, how to say, the Cambridge accepts both of the answers together. Planner also correct, diagnostician also correct. So it could be planner because we don't know which topics would be more suitable for students at that time. When we are planning the lesson, we try to ask a student to suggest. So planner is also correct. And then another one is we don't really know what the students needs and interest. At that time, we try to figure it out by asking them. Diagnostician also correct. But this cannot be true for every situation, okay? In every TKT exam, there is only one correct answer. But at that time, Cambridge, as how to say, accepts both of the answers as the correct one because they try to look at it from two different perspectives. Okay, next one is, okay. Yes. Okay, next one is, why students write the story? Teacher work around the class and helping students who make mistake or ask for new words.
The story the teacher work around. Teacher, I think say language first.
Language results. So you are giving the information to the student. Okay. How can we say language resource in another way?
Language expert provider.
Yes, language expert or provider. Thank you, teacher.
Yes.
You are coughing. Take care, teacher.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Recently, which role did I take? Did you notice that? Recently, which role did I take? While we are learning, I call out the teacher Sumo and then I say like, okay, I think you're coughing. Take care, teacher. Which role am I taking at that time?
Report builder.
Report builder. Report builder. Yes, because I really want to make friends with her. So at that time, we can, oh yeah, we show our care and interest to our students or to our peers. Now let's go to one. Teacher introduces the present perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous. Teacher DP. Teacher, you are muted.
It's planner, teacher. Oh no, language resource.
Yes, language resource, right? You are given the information about present perfect continuous. So language resource. Okay,
teacher,
now
I
let's
thought
go.
that you skip number 25.
Yes.
You skip number 25.
Oh yeah, no, not skip. I move very quickly. Okay, thank you, teacher. So now let's go to number 25. Teacher Yamin is saying the teacher wants to identify gaps in students' knowledge. So she asks them to brainstorm crime vocabulary.
Planner, teacher.
No, identifying gaps in students' knowledge.
Diagnostic.
Diagnostic, yes. At the beginning of the lesson, you want to know how many vocabularies do they know about crime. So you want to identify their knowledge. Diagnostician. And then number 27 is for teacher Yo. The teacher decides which activities will fit into the timetable available for the lesson.
It's a planner.
Yes, it's a
Plan.
planner.
Yes.
Yes, planner. You plan it before something happens. And then number 28. My hand is moving so quick. Number 28 is the teacher finds a video to fit into the topic of the unit. Teacher Kang Hee.
Find a video. Language results?
No. You're just finding.
Oh, manager? No. Planner. Sorry. Video clips. So that is the planner. Is a material.
Yes, planner, material, right? Finding the material. This one is suitable, that one is not suitable. Planner. And then number 29. Number 29 is for teacher Mala. The teacher gives students a questionnaire in order to find out more about their learning styles and preferences.
I think it's diagnostician, teacher.
Yes, diagnostician. Especially when we are teaching adults, we can give the questionnaire and then we come to know about their nature. Okay, now let's go to next part. Next part is they give you the activity and we just need to make decision. So first of all, information gap activity. What do you mean by information gap activity? Teacher Kang Hee.
Yes,
information gap activity.
Information gap activity is mostly in the pair work or a group work. So one has that information and another one doesn't have that information. And they have to communicate to feed up their information completely. So they have the same point, same picture or some cut, but they don't have the same gap.
Yes. So like find differences, or maybe they really want to identify the gap between them. So two sets of information. So in this question, which could be the correct answer? A, B, C.
I think that it is the pair work.
Yes, pair work or group work, A, right? And then next one, number 31. Number 31 is learners write their own stories.
It's individual work, teacher.
Individual work. Okay, if we have to do individual work, what type of student will like it most, according to unit 13?
Individual learner.
How do we say individual learner in another way? We could say
intrapersonal. Intrapersonal, yes.
Yes, intrapersonal type. And then what about for group work pair work? Who usually like group work pair work activities?
Interpersonal learners.
Groups. Yeah, interpersonal, right? Inter and intra. Don't forget it. Interpersonal, intrapersonal. Okay. Now let's go to next part, number 32. Number 32 is for teacher Mala. Learners decide together how to report their conclusions to the rest of the class.
This pair work or group work because together.
Together and to the rest of the class. Okay, and then next one, number 33, teacher Itanade. All the learners add out a play for the parents.
Whole class work, teacher.
Whole class work, yeah, all the learners. Okay, thank you. And then teacher Tidamusui, number 34, learners do a written test.
Teacher is individual work.
Individual work. So how can we say individual work? Who usually like individual work recently? Identify it. Interpersonal or intrapersonal?
Intrapersonal.
Yes. Okay, so now number 35, teacher Susu Yui. Choral drill. What do you mean by choral drill, teacher?
I'm sorry, teacher, I didn't get that.
What do you mean by choral drill? Choral drill.
I'm sorry, teacher, I have no idea.
Okay, no idea. Corridor. So what about the line you way? Could you also help her a bit? Corridor.
Let student repeat after teachers. Teacher. Let the whole students. Oh, sorry, the whole class repeat after teachers.
Yes. All students repeat after corridor. Not only one student or two students. All the students need to say something. Okay. So related to this one, it's your line way. Could you answer the questions? A, B, C.
Lana take part in a corridor. The whole class work.
Whole class work. Yes. Okay. And then now let's go to next part. Next part is be careful. Don't forget to read the questions. Not wrong answer. We need to find the incorrect answer for it. So teacher Ting. Teacher A, not teacher Ting, sorry. Teacher A.
Yes, sure.
One added as a monitor in pair work, which is not the correct answer.
Partners a learner.
Partners a learner. Yes. Okay. Wrong answer. That's correct. If you partners a learner, which rule are you taking?
Manager.
Yeah, it can be manager or another one.
Planner.
Not planner.
Diagnostication.
Facilitator.
Oh, facilitator.
Yes, you know, partners a learner. So for example, you want to do the activity, but you have only 9 students in the class. You want to do pair work activity. So at the time in breakout room, one of the students will be left alone. Not to happen like this, you try to be a partner for him or her. So you go to the breakout room and you can perform as a student. So that is like we are helping the students according to the situation. Specifically, it's a kind of facilitator. Facilitator usually help the, how to say, students. For example, if they don't bring any eraser or color pencil or something like this, we borrow our material. What we want is, we want their learning process to be smooth. We don't care about the other things. And then for some students, they have the eye problem. At the time, if they have to sit at the back, we try to call them out. Hey, come on, please sit at the front because you cannot see the whiteboard properly, right? So that is also a kind of facilitator. Facilitator is, I think I have told you before, rule. We try to perform in every case that is not related to the teaching, but we try to be participate in every situation. Manager is also correct for this answer. Okay, now let's go to another one. Number 37. One added as a language expert. Which role won't you take? This is Matthew.
Yes. Provide models.
No.
Maintain discipline.
Yes, maintain discipline. If you maintain discipline, which role are you taking?
Manager.
Manager, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, next one. Next one is for the teacher and I. One added as a facilitator. The teacher. Round one.
Okay. Teacher A.
Yes, A, true. So if you do A, which rule are you taking?
Psychology.
Okay, rule. Which rule? Psychology rule. Name of the rule.
Manager, teacher.
No. Manager is, how to say, manager has got a little bit negative sense. Final learner's name is not with a negative sense.
Sorry, teacher, I don't remember.
That's with the R. With the R.
Report.
Yes, rapport builder, right? Rapport builder. Because if you really want to know about your student's name, if you know their name, you can do most of the things properly. Okay, now let's go to number 39. Number 39, it's for the Chair Yue. One as a manager, which one won't you do?
Presents new language.
Okay, if you present new language, which role are you taking?
Presents new language. So manager.
wrong answer, right? You choose this one as a wrong answer, so it's correct. But if you present new language, which rule are you taking?
Oh, language resource.
Yes, language resource. Or another one is language expert. Or another one is provider. Yes, we give the information like this. If we know the answer, we also need to come up with the idea for why it shouldn't be the correct answer like this. And then number 40. Number 40 is for the 10 Sam. One adding as a diagnostician.
I think C, teacher, introduce new lexics.
Okay, if you introduce like this, which rule are you taking?
Provider, teacher.
Provider. How can we say provider in another way?
Language resource.
Language resource. Okay, so now, okay, we'll talk about another theory a little bit. You know, when we give feedback to the students, we use the code. Different types of code can be used. For the young learners, we can use like this. For the young learners, we can use color code. Color code for young learners and correction code for adults. So let's start like this. For example, you write like this. He eat. They pose. Supposing young learners made a mistake like this. At that time, you try to do like this. Okay, I think I should use the black color. Like this. And then you underline like this. And on your right side, you will give like grammar. So at that time, you know, you don't need to make error correction. Most of our Myanmar teachers are very generous. Whenever we see the student mistake, we usually write, hey, it's not like this. It should be EDTSE. We write the correct form. But using the code does not give the correct form to the students. So they look at the black line. Okay, what does black line mean? They go and have a look at it. Oh, black lines mean grammar. Teacher said I make grammar mistake. Which grammar mistake did I make? The students will think of it by themselves. Okay, this is for young learners. And another one also, for example, like TIGGER. So the students made the spelling mistake. At that time, you change that one into another color. So, wait. So another color is like this. You underline like this, and then you do like this. And then beside that one, you write down spelling. So at that time, the students want to say, oh, teacher made the brown color. What is brown color means? Oh, I made the spelling mistake. Oh yeah, it's not 1G. It's not 2G. It should be only 1G, TIGER, tiger. That is for young learners. So we can use the code, color code. For the color, you can assume it as you like. Which color should be for what? Which color should be for what? Because psychologically, the students are afraid of red color. So when you are teaching the students who are under 7 years old, don't use red color. If you take the students' answer paper with a red color, psychologically, they won't feel safe. At the time, you know, they won't be interested in the lesson, or maybe like they might be afraid of you all the time. In that case, we can use color code. But for teaching adults, we can use the correction code. So for example, the students make mistake like this, older people. At that time, above there, you can write SV. So SV for subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement. You will explain like this, right? Subject-verb agreement. Teacher said subject-verb agreement. So which one could it be? So you can think about it like this. And then next one is here, TIGGER. TIGGER is, oh, okay, tiger. Tiger is like, oh, spelling mistake. At the time, you just give a code to the student, SP only. not bakery, they must know that, oh, SP is for spelling and this. And then sometimes if it is for grammar, we use G. If it is for verb pattern, we write V. If it is for maybe like what order, for example, he goes to school regularly. At the time, the students write, he regularly goes to school. Okay? W-O, what order. So like this way, we can use different types of code when we are teaching. So color code and correction code. Okay, so this. So that one is like, you know, using red color, using not red color. That one is, how to say, depending on their knowledge of psychological power or depending on the knowledge of the authoritarian people. If they know about education, they will assign the teacher like, hey, use this color for blah, blah, blah. Use that color for blah, blah, blah. Psychologically, we need to try like this. You give me a problem, so yeah. So now let's go to another one. When acting as a report builder, the teacher, blah, 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 blah. Not, okay, let's find out the wrong answer. Teacher Matthew. Report builder.
User correction code.
User correction code, yes. So which teacher will, how to say, what type of teacher would it be if she or he uses a correction code?
Language resource.
Language resource? Language expert. Yes, yeah. The same, right? Expert. You want to give information about their mistake. Okay, thank you. Now 42, the last one. The last one is for teacher Mimi Sam. One acting as a resource for learners, the teacher. Resource, language expert, language resource provider, which is not the correct answer. Wrong answer.
Oh, wrong. B, teacher. B.
B, yes. So what type of teacher would it be if we usually gives homework? Which rule am I taking at the time?
Given homework is
giving homework
is the work for provider, teacher.
No, not the provider. Giving homework is, you're not explaining anything, right? You just get, hey, okay, do this one on your own. You just give the instruction only, and the students, they need to work it by themselves.
A facilitator? No.
Facilitator, yes, because you want them to remember what they have learned, or you really want them to make ready for the next lesson. So at the time, we're trying to give homework. Facilitator, okay, spelling is not correct. Facilitator. Now let's try to work together with your group members. Okay, with your group members together. I want you to think about some situations together with the terminology about Unit 30. I will give you example first. For example, I will type it, will be much more better. You can also type when you are thinking together with your group members. First one is, what student do I know words in dictionary? So which rule is it? Helping students to know how to find and know words in dictionary.
Facilitator.
Facilitator.
Yes, facilitator. Because if the students know how to find the words in dictionary, they will be expert and they will be, how to say, they will use it forever. So like this way, I want you to think of some situations together with your group. But for the answer, don't type the answer like this. You can keep it secretly. At the main section, I want you to ask the other people very quickly. Okay, I want you to do this one as a review section, all the time feedback. So for each of the group, I want you to think about only 5 situations, not more than that, only 5. And then come back to the main section very quickly and we'll ask and answer together. Now let's try.
Okay, hello. Shall we start?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, so 5 situations. I think we can take we can talk about every rule, right?
Yes. We can use.
Okay.
Hello, teacher. Can I say one suggestion, teacher? Teacher find the teacher resources before teaching.
For teaching.
Teachers find teaching resource before teaching, like that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
We have to create a situation.
Yeah, we have to create 5 situations for each role.
Yeah.
What about having ice-breaking session? Like before the class. So what do you think the rule might be?
Yeah, I think it is a manager because planner is planning before starting the class. Ice breaking is during the class.
I think so. Like before starting the class. So I think it's a rapport builder.
Yes, I think like that.
Yes. Rapport
builder. How about teacher Han Yuwei? How do you think? Teacher, you're muted. Hello, teacher Han Yuwei, you're muted. I think you're talking, but you're muted.
Oh, yes, teacher. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, teacher, how do you think ice-breaking session before a class?
Ice-breaking session is the planner, teacher. Is the planner. Hello, can you hear me?
Rapport builder.
Rapport builder is better.
Ice-breaking session is we prepare and reflect. Oh, yes. Okay.
Ice-breaking, like, talking to each other.
We make a relationship.
Games. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, we will write down that one. Ice-breaking session before starting the class.
Yeah, how about you, dear? Explaining grammar points to students. Which one is that?
And number 4 is explaining about the tenses. Explaining the tenses. This is provider. Explaining the tenses to the student. Yeah. Explaining the tenses. This is provider.
That provider thing is not in the textbook. But is there a similar
resource? The same with language resource.
Yes. Provider and language resource are the same, yeah.
Teacher.
That is a one thing that I follow.
Yeah, so we can write this situation like check every breakout room.
Check every breakout room. Yeah. Go and check every breakout room whether the students do the activities properly
or not. Yeah.
Yes. So let's think about the next.
Yeah, the next
rule.
one.
Yeah.
Next one would be planner.
Yeah, planner.
The teacher
Okay,
anticipate and prepare some resources.
Yeah, worksheet.
Like yes, worksheet.
To answer the question now, how about to answer the question now?
But is it like giving the hints if we would ask the student, check the student?
And how about, ask student to answer the question out about So how about shall we focus on the grammar?
Yeah, about present perfect. Or
Yes, about present perfect. Right?
yes.
And another one is
Manager.
number 3. Number 4 is manager. Manager is and ask students to so this is making the rules and regulation for the classroom.
Yes.
Ask students to put their shoes, right?
Yeah, yeah. Ask students to put their shoes
On the shelf.
on the shelf.
Right?
Yes.
This is the manager. And another one, number 5 is
provider.
Number 5 is provider. Provider is language resource, right?
Yes. Language resource, language expert.
Oh, how about giving the synonyms?
Yeah, giving the synonym for the word, for the difficult words.
Yeah, giving the S-Y-N-O synonyms for their previous topic. So how about their previous topic?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Previous topic. Right?
Only planner left, right, teacher?
Yeah, only planner left. So how about shall we change that topic? Change the.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, it's better. Number 1 is, so how about the assessor?
Yeah. Let's work assessor.
Assessor is
Like judging
level and enriching of the learners by using different means like informal and formal assessment.
Giving opinion.
Yeah, so we can give them the placement test with the but on this day I love to answer the questionnaire. That's why all the things come out from my mind is questionnaire. So before sorry, before the class starts, they give about the ask student to answer the questionnaires for their intention of the
observer. I was doing this.
See it.
I think we have already done with monitor.
We already done. Yeah, we already done.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. So.
Facilitator, right?
Yes, facilitator.
Yeah, facilitator.
Facilitator. Okay. Learner's autonomy is learner nature, right?
Yeah, learner's nature.
So yeah. So let's discuss about it.
So are we going to talk about facilitator?
Yeah.
Now? Yes. Okay.
So what about teacher share the website and the link? Is it a facilitator to learn something? For example, if we are learning about wild animal, the teacher share the link about the wild animal. So is it a facilitator?
Yes, I think that can be because we are sharing the
We have done the planner, builder, resource, monitor, and facilitator.
And how about manager, teacher? Manager and planner has done. Manager, how about the Terminal, manager terminal. Organize the learning space. Pairing. How about preparing the material for activity? Preparing the materials for activity. Is that manager?
Yes.
Preparing materials.
Preparing
Yeah.
materials is planner. Because like material or like preparing the materials is planner, but handing out the papers might be the manager.
Yeah.
How about teacher? So you were quiet.
Yes. Yeah, manager. During the class, we will take the manager role. Hanging the paper is taking place in the classroom, so it should be a manager.
Yes, like handing out the paper, like giving
Yes.
the paper to them.
Yeah, still coming back. That's quick. Just a bit. Still joining. We'll start with group 1, okay? After that. Group 1 is teacher A, teacher Miên Sáng, teacher Sư Mũ, teacher Tị Đà Mũ Suy, teacher Sinh Sinh. Okay. Coming back. Okay, so I guess everyone is back. So group 1, let's start with you. Can you start asking the question to everyone you like? Okay. Hello, group 1. Teacher A, teacher Miên Sáng, teacher Sư Mũ, teacher Tị Đà Mũ Suy, teacher Sinh Sinh.
Yes, teacher. Teacher, do I need to nominate?
Yes, of course. One by one.
One by one. Okay. So can I ask first?
Yes.
Teacher Kang Yi.
Yes, from my side, electricity. Yeah, it's okay, teacher.
Yes.
What should I do? I missed the parts.
Yeah, teacher, I will say the definition and you guess the teacher's rule, I think.
Okay.
Yes,
As far as
teacher. My one is teacher. Eliciting the vocabs of animals.
It is diagnostication. Am I correct?
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Am I correct? Diagnostician.
No, teacher.
So is that the provider?
No. No, teacher. Teacher, I check the students, their background knowledge informally.
Oh, assessor?
Yes, correct.
I need to try 3 times. Sorry.
Okay, so what about another one, teacher? Hello, group 1.
Yes, teacher. Teacher Mala.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, my question is checking how much the student have understand to get the target after the teaching.
I think it's diagnostication.
No, teacher. After the lesson, teacher. Teacher.
Assessor.
Yes, teacher. Assessor. Yes. Thank you, teacher.
Number 3 question.
So can I ask?
Yes.
Teacher Lai Wei, doing activities together with the students.
Yes, teacher. Could you please repeat that, teacher?
Oh, doing activities together with the students.
Oh, that is results. Facilitator.
No.
Together with the
Together
student.
with the student.
Together with how can I say it? Oh, report builder.
Yes.
Thank you. Number 4. Number 4 question.
Can I ask?
Yes, teacher.
Siaju, borrowing the pencil to the students.
I'm sorry. Could you please repeat again?
Borrowing the pencil to the students.
Knowing the pencil.
To the students, yeah. The students forgot their pencil, so at the time teacher borrowed the pencil to the students.
It's a rappel builder.
No.
No. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. It's kind of simple and difficult. Diagonalization? No.
No,
yeah, rule.
Is that planner? Oh, sorry.
No. No.
Manager, right?
Sorry, no.
Oh, yeah, I feel. Could you please say?
Can you explain?
Yes.
Facilitators, yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you, teacher.
Yeah. Because we really want to give the service to the students. Actually, facilitator usually gives service to the students. Give service in many different ways. Yeah.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay. So number 5 question. Who is going to ask? Number 5. Hello, group 1. You have asked only 4 questions. 1 more left.
So, teacher, facilitator can be said that the service provider. Is that right?
Kind of.
Okay. Teacher.
Okay.
Can I ask?
Yes.
Teacher Emia Puse.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. Clarifying the grammar form.
Clarify the
Grammar form.
It's language expert or language resource provider.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, group 1. Now, room number 2, it's time for you to ask the questions. Teacher you with Teacher Matthew and the rest of the teachers. Come on.
Can I ask?
Yes.
Yes.
Teacher Mimi and I. The question is handing out papers during the class.
Teacher is manager.
Yes, it's manager.
Actually, it can be both. Manager also, facilitator also. It can be
facilitator
both.
also.
Yes. Thank you, teacher.
Thank you.
Okay, can you choose another one?
Teacher Diamusui.
Yes, teacher.
And checking out student situation when they are discussing the topic.
Monitor.
Yes, teacher, correct.
Monitor, observer. We can say in both ways, right? Monitor or observer. Yeah. They don't normally take the action. They just try to observe the situations only. Okay, and then left. Yes.
Teacher Lily. Hello, Teacher Lily.
Yes. Hello, Teacher TV. Are you okay?
Teacher Lily.
Should I look at you like this? Okay. I think you can hear us. Could you choose the other first?
Okay, teacher. Teacher Sei.
Yes, teacher.
Teacher, finding the teaching resources or before teaching.
Is it planner, teacher?
Correct, teacher.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. Two more questions left, group 2. Two more questions left. Yes.
Teacher, Susu your way.
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Make it ice bucket session before teaching.
Report builder.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Only one question left, group 2. Only one, only one.
I will ask. I don't know who to choose. Teacher say when. Let the students do the worksheet themselves.
Let the student worksheet. Let
Do
the student
the
do the worksheet themselves.
themselves. Yeah.
Is that a diagnostication?
No.
Language resource?
No.
Is it a facilitator?
Yes, I think so too. Like giving them the worksheet to do by themselves, like that.
Ah, finally. Thank you.
Is it correct?
Yes, it's correct. Because facilitator is we want them to develop their learning on their own. So by giving the worksheet, they don't need to cooperate with the other people and they can try to work something alone. So we give them a kind of autonomy, promote autonomy. We want them to work on their own. Okay, thank you. So group 3, teacher Susu Yue, teacher Mala, teacher Jo, could you ask the questions?
Should I?
Yes.
In the virtual classroom, the teacher joined every single breakout room. Teacher Suwimo.
Can you repeat the question again?
Sure. In the virtual classroom, the teacher joined every single breakout room.
It's observer, monitor.
Yes, of course.
Okay, number 2 question. Hello, group 3. Number 2 question.
Yes. The teacher prepared the worksheet and newspaper before the class. Teacher Mimi and I.
Teacher is planner.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, number 3 question.
Teacher, can I ask?
What about teacher correct the learner's mistake? Hello? You guys can hear me? Hello?
Hello, Sia.
Yeah, what about the teachers correct the learner's mistake?
Who do you want to ask?
Then I should call out the name, so okay, teacher Kai.
Sasa?
No.
Language resource?
Teachers correct the learner's mistake. I like that pronunciation mistake and grammar mistake.
Is that provider?
No, not the direct answer. Okay.
Is it the diagnostician?
Yes, correct.
Actually, correcting the student's mistake. In here, we can also say like we take the rule of the diagnostician. At the same time, we take the rule of the provider. So both of them would be correct. Okay, thank you. And then 2 more questions left. Group 3.
Teacher 8.
Yes.
Teacher share the video related with the topic.
Is the facilitator?
Yes, teacher.
So one more question.
Teacher. Teacher Tida Mo Sui.
Yes, teacher.
The teacher give praise and encouragement to the students.
Report better.
Correct, teacher.
Thank you,
Yes.
group 3. Okay, group 4, teacher Khan Ki, teacher Mimi Nai, teacher say questions.
Should I?
Yes.
Ask the student to search more video clips on the topics of wild animals. Should I should call out the names to teacher Tida Mosui.
Yes, teacher.
Should I repeat the situation again?
Yes.
Ask the student to search more video clips on the topics of wild animals.
Facilitator.
Yes,
I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Teacher. Teacher Sumo.
Yes.
Ask students to put their shoe on the shelf. Ask students to put their shoes on the shelf.
Is manager.
Yes, teacher, correct.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, 3 questions left.
And teacher Mala, check the student situation in their pair walk or group walk.
It's monitor or observer.
Correct. Correct, teacher. Monitor.
2 questions left.
I will ask one more question.
Okay.
To check learning for their topics.
Diagnosation.
No, teacher.
Oh, is the language resource?
Yes, correct, teacher. Is that correct?
Yes. Okay, 1 more question left. Only 1.
Okay, can I ask, because
Yes.
teacher is out, and ask the student to answer the question asked about present perfect. So teacher Joe.
Assessor.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
actually it is. It is. We can also say that diagnostician. So that's
Yes,
it.
both of them are possible. Assessor also, diagnostician also. Okay.
Teacher,
So,
what about in the
yes.
exam when the 2 answers are possible? How to take?
No, in the exam, the examiner knows the situation. They won't ask you such kind of things.
Okay.
For us, we are not the examiner, right?
Okay, Lisa. We just practice it. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So, I think you have already watched video part 1 and video part 2 about unit 3. So, relating those matters, let's start our discussion in groups. As much as I remember, I think the teachers haven't watched the video yet. That is okay. Those teachers who have already done, you can share back. I know that during these days, because of connection issues and electricity issues, it's not okay. So it's okay. Just trying to remember something as much as you remember.
Hello.
Hello, teachers. Electricity went out during this day. I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
But I buy the inverter.
Yeah, but I have the inverter, but I can connect the Wi-Fi system, Wi-Fi, and then but I can't connect to the lights.
Teacher, it is really depending on the Wi-Fi operators and then types of Wi-Fi that you are using.
Yeah, okay. So
Okay.
and from the video, so for the number 1 video, I watched the phoning. I watched about the phonology.
Yes.
Phonology, but I haven't watched till to the end. I watched for the first 3.5 parts of the video clip. So in that video clip, I learned that the words, the tense is phoneme. I think so. Phoneme. So that is phonetic script. I think that phonetic scripts.
Yes.
And another one I learned from that video is voice and voicelets.
Ah.
Am I correct? I don't know.
Yeah. You are. I think you're correct. Because I joined the phonetic class once in the time.
This is for the consonant, and for the vowels and mono.
No.
Teach the letters, and we have to add in our lesson plan. This is noted. Yes, teacher, you're welcome.
Can I add some more facts to what teacher Mala has said?
Yes.
So teacher Mala explained about the consonants and vowels, and they have voiced and voiced, monotongues and diphthongs. And I would like to focus more on the connected speech. It's in the later part. I think it's in video 2. So for the connected speech, we mostly focus on the linking sounds. For example, the vowel and the consonant sound. So if the first word, imagine that we have 2 words together, and the first word ends with the consonant, for example, like P, and then the next word starts with the vowel, for example, let's say A, and we have to link those 2 sounds together. So it would be like PA, so like pa. So for example, wait, I haven't noted down anything. I'm just saying whatever is in my mind. So that one. Let me skip the example for a while because I don't remember. And then after the linking sound, what I remember is intonation, like also stress. In English, teacher explained that intonations are very important, whether you are like sad or surprised or excited, and you need to use those intonations as much as possible. Because in Burmese, we don't usually stress, or we don't usually have the high pitch sound, but in English, we have to use those sounds to sound more natural and to sound like a native speaker. So intonation. And after that, we have stress, the stress word, and we have like primary stress and secondary stress, and we have like unstressed word, something like that. And then what do we have? Yeah, and that's all I remember right now. So would you like to elaborate more, add more, teachers?
Yeah, all you explain, it's perfect and it's very complete.
Is it's like fit.
It's sound. It's
Yeah.
sound.
And
not the
like
one is
yeah, like look. Yeah.
and next one is ear. Ear.
Yep.
Oh, sorry,
Ear.
I skipped.
Yeah.
Not the next one is ooh, and the next one is ear.
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 Like
Ear.
ear.
Yeah.
And
the next
like
one is a.
A. I don't know. I don't know. Say A like
way like
yeah.
this, right? A. Yeah. And the second line, the first one is right?
I'm not sure about this symbol and like but like this symbol. It's also at up and at.
This one is like up like
yeah,
this.
up.
The first the
Yes.
second line, first one is like
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I just remember a little bit. And the next one is right? Like this, like Kagwe.
Like yes, like Kagwe. Alone.
Alone,
So,
yeah.
how can we pronounce
right? I think so. And the next one, R.
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 Like
And the next one is I don't remember how to pronounce.
ought. Yeah.
Oh. Oh. And
We guess the
yes, and pronounce it.
pronunciation from the one.
About a go. Yes.
Another one is teacher say about linking.
Linking
sound.
words.
Yeah,
Linking sound is look at.
Yeah.
Look at.
Yes, look at. Yeah, that go away.
And then first of all.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Get her early.
Yes.
She explain about that. And then teacher, for the phonemic symbol, you can look at in TKT course book.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, on page 21.
We had to learn these phonemic scripts at in second year when we are in second year, but we forgot everything.
So we have to study the chart, right?
Yes, teacher.
Do you remember the song?
Song?
Yes, or in this chat, ornament chat.
Yes, teacher. Or teacher, what sound is that?
1, 2, 3, 6.
5, teacher. Row 1, 5.
You mean this sound? You mean monotone? Huh?
No, teacher, diphthong.
I and dear.
Ear.
Dear. That's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 diphthong, right?
1, 2, 3,
this
4.
one is you. Diphthong is it. I, a, ear,
while,
or
It's linking.
Is mini bear. To make a mini bear, yes, we need to them. The numbers of phoneme may be the same.
I see. Yeah.
For
So
example,
teacher has
bit and
already
fit. It, bit and fit. So auto the 3 phoneme. The it, it, 3 phoneme is like this. Like this phoneme also must be the same.
Oh, I see.
Only one phoneme must be different. The other 2 are the same.
Yes, teacher has already given us the example, right?
Yeah,
so
yes.
about the minimal space.
Yes.
And I think that for the next video is that the uniform? We haven't watched it, right?
I watched only the first video. I haven't watched the second video yet.
Me too. Me too. But we cover all the points in the first video clip, right? So phoneme and also the voids and embroids and monotones and diphthongs. And then in that video clip, teacher talk about syllable and rising and falling intonation, struts and minimal pulse, right?
Yes.
Teacher, have you read about the Unit 6 writing?
Not yet. Unit 6.
Not yet.
Okay.
Unit 6.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Did teacher tell you to read Unit 6?
Actually, she didn't mention it, but so we can read. We can read ahead for that. Because we have read about the reading and speaking and listening, and we haven't done the writing.
Yes, I did
think
not finish it yesterday. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's why
Yeah.
we better read about that.
Yeah. This, I haven't.
Sia is out, right?
Yeah. His connection lost. To memorize this.
Teacher, where are you from?
After the teacher, in the first period, I'm from Nebiro language.
Oh, I see.
Nebiro language.
Nebiro, yeah. But how about in your,
How about you,
in your area? So it's electricity, okay?
No, sometimes not okay. When the meeting set the electricity power off, only just now before we start this, we join this breakout room. At the time, the electricity power on.
Oh,
so first,
I
the room
see.
is dark. That's why I don't turn on my camera.
Oh, I see. So I'm from Yangon, teacher. On this day, we have lost
adverbs and like that. So stress is also important for this session, and also the phonetics and also the intonation. Yeah, and that's what I want to add.
Yes, teacher, the primary stress is, it depends on the speaker.
Yes. Depends on the speaker. Any ideas related to that?
I also agree both of your idea. Yeah, it's also depend on the speaker whether he thinks it is important or not.
Yeah. So important or not. And also, I have one thing that I found very interesting is that for example, the letter, it's not exciting enough, but for the alphabet A, it has different, it can be different sounds. For example, it can be diphthong, it can be monophthong, depending on the word, you can pronounce differently. But for the phonetic symbols, they only have one sound. So one sound, one phonetic, but alphabet is different because one alphabet can have many different variations for pronunciation. Yeah, that's very basic, but I found it very interesting. Yeah, and that's all I have. That's all for me. I have nothing to explain more. I just need to study, but I don't want to study. I study. Any ideas? I think we're all introverts. Please don't. Please talk. I don't like silence. Sorry.
Yeah, I like listening.
Okay. And yeah. And I also really like awareness, and like teacher Mala said, like aware and then use and then practice. So we all need to like practice to keep in touch with the words to remember. Yeah, that's all. Okay. Is that all? Can I leave the room? It's so quiet.
I would like to
No,
add
please don't leave.
one more word. That
Yeah.
teacher
teacher doesn't send any message. Our teacher is here now. Hello.
So we have done the discussion. Oh, thank you so much, teacher.
Yeah.
So we can we have
Yeah.
Da,
And
for
ta,
da,
ta is
we
going
can,
to be like voice sound.
yes.
Yeah, cha,
And
cha and cha also, right?
yes,
Yeah, cha. For cha is like a voice sound.
cha, cha,
And
ja
cha is voice sound.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sa, sa is also like that.
Yeah.
And fa, fa, fa is, yeah, we can see
Fa, yeah.
vibration. Yeah. And December has a short sound and long sound.
Short sound and long sound, yeah.
It is a short sound.
It's short sound, yeah,
Yeah.
like
For long sound, e, it,
ooh, like
yeah,
yeah.
ut, ooh, like
Ooh, yeah,
ut
this
is a short sound. For
short
oo
sound.
is a
I think we covered a lot.
Yes, yes.
Oh, we can leave the meeting, teacher.
Yes.
Teacher, listening diagnosis, teacher. Is that diagnosis?
Really?
No. I'm not sure about that.
I think teacher SSR. I think teacher check the students' background knowledge. How much do they know about the animals?
Oh, yeah,
Teacher check informally. So I think
I
SSR.
also I little bit confused. Yeah, that one. Diagnostation or assessor. Is it assessor, teacher? Eliciting informant, right?
Yes. Yes. But I don't know if I say can we say like diagnostician or not? I'm not sure.
We can say diagnostation also.
But
Okay,
I
now
think that is
second,
not working out the like learner difficulties. Eliciting is not working out the learner difficulties. So I think
yeah.
only assessor.
Yes, teacher.
How about teacher? Checking the student whether they have understand or not. Checking the student whether they have understand it or not. It's a diagnosis. Can we say diagnosis?
Oh, no, I guess. Because diagnosticians is like correcting correcting the
correcting.
learner's mistakes, more
How
like
about like finding out the learner mistakes and like finding out the ways how to correct. I think.
How about like this, teacher? After teaching grammar do or don't, for example, like the and the teacher asks the question, did they understand? Do they understand or not? So is it diagnostic or assessor? After teaching, teacher asks the question about the lesson.
Is that assessor?
Do they understand? Yeah, informal, right?
Yeah. Assessor, teacher.
Yeah, I think it's assessor.
I think we can say both.
Think so. Now it's 8:15, so I think.
But teacher say they won't ask like that question.
I think we will know for sure in the exam.
And then we ourselves will be confused with the time, teacher. Don't worry. Yes, teacher. Okay.
So I will
We
leave
can
now.
leave, teacher.
Yes, we can leave now.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teachers. Bye.
Yes,
I'm
Daphnis.
so sorry. You are my member, but I can't remember the name and I asked you.
Actually, I noticed you for a while because you look familiar with the one I know before. That's why.